care, routine checkups, immunization.
Hey everybody, we're about to go live on 9.1 FM. We appreciate y'all for tuning in another week. And here in Ride, Mississippi, I really appreciate y'all. I really do. We got a lot to share today. So as soon as Handyman brings us aboard, we're ready to go rocking and rolling. I mean, we got a lot to go over. Man, whew. We're going to be visited by Miss Andrea Jones with Access Training. We're going to be visited. We got a few callers going to call in. We're going to talk about legislative update. We're going to talk about several things. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Yep, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Y'all come on in like a friend. Share the video. All our first-time viewers, go ahead and hit the like button, and our returning viewers, go ahead and hit the heart button. And we'll get ready to get started in just a second. Man, it's good to see you. It's good to have y'all back on. Y'all just don't know. It's been a heck of a week. It's been a heck of a week. We've had elections and smiles and frowns. Yep.
Your host, DeKeither.
Timothy Brown, how you doing?
Every Wednesday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Let's talk.
Ready to rock and roll.
Owner, host Mr. James Charles Everett, exclusively on 90.1 FM WLPR.
Even 90.1 I had it going on. Oh, we're gonna talk about the Court 2 race too. A little bit later though. Little bit later. Little bit later. Hey Carol, how you doing there? Nice to see you tuned in. Yeah, get set up. We might have to hire some production assistant to get this stuff set up in here. Yeah, we might have to get us a production assistant. Oh, we're gonna have a blessed day, Tim. We appreciate you, brother. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Revive Mississippi. I'm your host, DeKeither Stamps. We got our co-host. Am I on hand? Okay, good to go. We got a great show lined up for you today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as we begin every show. We always just take a moment to remember those people who are going through bereavement. And we could start naming names, but there's some special folks on the top of my list. We got a brother called in and told us earlier this past week, that we lost Mr. Martin from Martin's Fish House. I just want to say, my heart goes out to the whole family and everybody. They're so interconnected to the community and to a lot of people. So just keep the whole family in your prayers and they've been just a fixture of Ward 4 in the Clinton Boulevard area for so long. And we just want to say we love you and God bless you. And the legacy you left behind is far outreaches your life. You've touched people for years and years to come. So just keep the family in your prayers and the families who are going through bereavement. I got a call, Brother Derek, from over at from one of our engineering firms. He lost his mother and his sister last week. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this virus is real. Make sure we govern ourselves accordingly, do the things necessary. I don't have my mask on right now because I sprayed the studio down and I'm in here by myself. I walked in here with disinfectant spray, hand sanitizer, and wiped everything down before I took my mask off, just to make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. If you have been able to navigate from this virus this long, keep doing what you've been doing. If you've been touched by the virus, let's make sure that you don't get retouched. And if you've been touched in a tragic way, make sure that you take care of your family and make sure you take care of everything. That's right, Brother Grizel. Wash your hands regularly. You're totally right. I mean, this thing is real and it's really hurting a lot of people. And I want to put into scope and perspective. Since the Iraq war started, there have been around a little over 3,000 service members that have died from the whole country in the last 17 years. All right. Mississippi just topped more Mississippians have died from coronavirus than service members in the whole Iraq war in the last 17 years. Now think about that, ladies and gentlemen. More Mississippians have died from the coronavirus in 11 months than all service members in the whole Iraq war. See, Ms. Williams said, my husband and I offer our condolences for the Martin Fishhouse family and the other lot. You're totally right. I mean, it's just tragic what's going on. We don't have to wait for the government or the federal government to save us. We can govern ourselves. We don't have to wait for the government to lock us down. We can lock ourselves down. Hey, Mr. Michael Thompson, how you doing, sir? We can do this ourselves. We're also going to pause just for a second for a word from Bishop T.D. Jakes. Let me cut this video. I thought it was pretty apropos for our situation.
What you have with you is more important than where you're going. I understand you got goals. I understand you got plans for 2021. I understand you got strategies. I understand you got purpose. I understand you got vision. But what you have with you is better and more important than where you are going. And if you lose what you got going after what you want, I said, if you lose what you got going after what you want, your feast is going to turn into a disaster. What good is it to have a feast if it costs what I got going after what I want? That's what's wrong with us. Too many unscrupulous people are willing to sacrifice what you have to get what you want. The Bible says it this way: what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? What does it mean for you to advance economically if you lose your soul? What does it mean for you to end up running the business if you lose your soul? What does it mean to have a bigger house if you lose your soul? What does it mean to collect more degrees if you lose your soul? I want you to value what you have, not just.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Value what you have. Value and the best gift we have right now is health. If you can hear the sound of my voice right now, you got the gift of health. Let's make sure that you take care of yourself. Let's make sure that you do the things that are necessary to safeguard yourself and your families and every other factor of your life, and prepare to move forward. This is the holiday season. Let's get ready for Christmas and also get ready to enter into the new year to make 2021 better than 2020. A few announcements. We have Jackson Hines Comprehensive Health Center, trusted and knowledgeable in quality healthcare. We'll have their 50th anniversary celebration, December the 10th, 2020, at 6:50 p.m. Watch live at jackson-hines.com/50th anniversary. The entertainment will be Mr. Willie Clayton, legendary soul and blues artist, host Jammin' J. Lamont, special performance by Mad Drama. Support the giving campaign to help fund our mobile mammography unit. You can text GIVE in the amount to 1-833-996-1839. That's 1-833-996-1839. Hey, what's going on, cuz? How you doing? So make sure you pay attention to Jackson Hines Comprehensive Health Center's 50th anniversary. They've been an amazing job. When you look at the story of Jackson Hines and how it really broke the mold 50 years ago by providing community-based health, and now has become the template, to do this worldwide, and has a footprint that is vast. I mean, they have expanded so much and provide so many services to so many people. It's just critical that we support Jackson Hines Comprehensive Healthcare as they move going forward. Another announcement: Oprah Winfrey's own network, OWN Network, will be broadcasting the Bell Collective. The Bell Collective is a show that highlights 5 African-American entrepreneurs from right here in Jackson, Mississippi. They've been filming this show for over a year. We couldn't talk about it, but now we can talk about it. We can display it, and I just appreciate the highlighting of the best of Mississippi. We got some good folks here, good talented people that people say that Oprah Winfrey hadn't done a lot for Mississippi, and now she is highlighting 5 African American women entrepreneurs on her network in a show and showcasing their businesses and the things that they're doing right here in Mississippi. So hats off to Oprah Winfrey and hats off to everyone who is participating. It will be the first show of the season will be January the 15th, 2021 at 10 p.m. on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Our sponsor, Mr. Micheal Jordan, as always, he's tried and true and trusted. Mr. Micheal Jordan from Micheal Jordan Transportation Service has continually offered great service to us, continually done good work. And if you need quality transportation, please go to mjstransportation1.com for your transportation needs. And he's always employing people, part-time or full-time, serious-minded people who want to work with people, especially senior citizens, because the majority of his clients are senior citizens. So we appreciate Mr. Micheal Jordan for that. We got so many good things happening in Mississippi. We're gonna talk. I know a lot of folks want to hear about the Ward 2 race, but let me get my guests on the phone here. They're gonna call. They should be calling in right now. Our guest is going to be Miss Andrea Jones from Access Training, and she will be calling. Let me text her right now. Make sure they got the right number. All right. And Access Training is located right here. Her father, George Jones, a great friend of the show. He's been on the show before as well, right from the West Side community in Ward 4. They started the first private healthcare training school was called Healthcare Mississippi. And they've changed the name to Access Training because they want to do more things other than healthcare. They do heavy equipment and things like that. And so they'll be calling in just a second to talk about their business. When I say a wonderful business and a wonderful family that's been, here with us for years and still pushing forward. So before you had Antonelli and before you had, Virginia College and you had all these other, school training companies, you had Access Training. They would have been here for a long time in our community, and they're still here. When some of those schools are closed down, they're still here and still going strong. So that means we need to support them. And right now, healthcare is critical. It's a great industry to go into, obviously in high demand. One of the biggest shortages we have right now is healthcare workers. So that's definitely a field that you can go into. We still got to continue to move forward, even though we're dealing with this virus, but we still have to train ourselves, still have to build a future for our families, even beyond this and other issues. So I don't just say everybody sit on their laurels, but I do say do things safely and continue to move your life forward safely. Okay, we got Miss Andrea Jones here. Miss Jones, how you doing, dear?
Doing well, Councilman. How are you?
I am well. We appreciate you for tuning in. We were just talking about you. You must have knew it was time to call in.
Time to call in. Time to get the show on the road.
Time to get the show on the road. So welcome to the show. You're not a stranger to the show. You've been here before. We're doing things a little different now with it being virtual. And so tell us about Access Training and where we're going in the future.
So Access Training has been around for over 20 years, providing workforce training centered around medical training, such as certified nursing assisting, phlebotomy, and dental assisting. So last year, we decided to take Access Training in a different direction and expand our operation, as well as provide other short-term training, such as truck driver training and heavy equipment operator. And so that's what I wanted to speak with you about today, where we're going and what we're providing.
Okay, I just pulled your website up here. Let's see if I can get this thing to work right here. I'm still a rookie at all this computer stuff. So we got Access Training's website up here. We on the home page here, we got access, and you talk about different things that you had to offer. So talk us through some of the courses you offer.
So currently we're offering nursing assisting, which is a 6-week course. We offer day and night. We offer phlebotomy, dental assisting, pharmacy technician, and clinical medical assisting. And just recently, we were approved for truck driver training, which has not been added to the website yet, as well as heavy equipment operator and diesel technology.
Now, that heavy equipment operator class, a lot of people need to take that. I encourage folks to get involved and definitely in heavy equipment because it's needed. And people
Absolutely.
So talk a little bit about these practical opportunities that people have after leaving Access Training.
So, Councilman, that's one of the things I want to expound on. At Access Training, one of the reasons we've been in business so long is because of our job placement services. We have an 80% placement rate. We go over and beyond to make sure that our students find placement once they leave Access Training.
Oh, so 80% of the people who go through your training, they actually get placed somewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
So they get a skill and they get and placed somewhere.
Absolutely.
So, and the other percent probably are folks who were just taking courses to broaden themselves. They already had a job.
They want to enhance their career or either enhance their technical skills to increase.
That's just amazing. So now, how do people call you? Give us a phone number, a website, and how do people access Training?
So if you're in the Copiah County area, like I said, we just recently expanded to Copiah County. You can dial 601-892-7201, or you can stop by at 1192 South Pat Harrison Drive. That's for our Copiah County location, which is in Crystal Springs, or you can dial 601-366-6001 for the Jackson location.
Wow. So y'all spread the other counties down to my other home county, Copiah County. Good stuff.
So since we're in the spirit of giving this year for Christmas, we're offering a scholarship to individuals who may be interested in truck driver training, heavy equipment operator, or phlebotomy. And what they would need to do is submit a 25-second video as to why they think they would be the best candidate for this scholarship for each one of those trainings.
So now, a 25-second video can get you a scholarship.
Yes, long as they meet the.
I got 4 or 5 children right now, or young people right now. I can say children, young people right now that have
as long as they meet the minimum admission requirements, which is a high school diploma or GED, driver's license, social security card, and they must have a current background check.
A current background check.
Yes.
Good deal. And they do a 25-second video and you can get a scholarship.
Yes, as long as they meet the minimum admission requirements.
Wow. Wow. Hey, you know what, Brother Grizel, you were totally right. It's a great way for individuals to create their own jobs and career. I push heavy equipment out. Go ahead, talk about that.
I was going to say, in our Copiah County area, we're offering transportation for those individuals who don't have transportation to the training. That's in conjunction with Stovall Transportation.
Okay, so now.
So if you live in Crystal Springs, Hazelhurst, Brookhaven, Port Gibson, Macomb, we are providing transportation to those training programs.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Get down, Copiah County. That's what I'm talking about.
And starting Monday, we will be accepting applications on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 to 5.
And I know it's a lot for you to come on the show today. I know it did. You just not just the, out front kind of person.
No, I'm a behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, but you're a beautiful spirit, beautiful face. I mean, you're just a beautiful lady. And so I continue to display your business. You got good talents, and you keep working hard. We got to see. This is one of the things. This business has to take off because when y'all started, you didn't have Antonelli College and Virginia College and all these other folks in Jackson. All we had was y'all. But when we got here, integration, we started going to all these other places. But now some of them have shut down and left, went back to where they came from, and y'all still here.
We're still here.
That's
Still
right.
providing quality education.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I strongly support Access Training. Give that contact information out again so folks can know how to participate in your business.
So if you're in the Copiah County area, dial 601-892-7201 or 769-234-3738. Or you can stop by our location, 1192 South Pat Harrison Drive.
All right, well, good deal. That's Access Training. So now go ahead and access your future by accessing some training.
That's right.
And
Access
like
today
having a
equals
skill.
jobs tomorrow.
Well, we appreciate you, dear. Thanks for tuning in. And anytime you want to come back on the show, you get the courage up, get your face back on the screen. Come on back and spend some time
But
with
hold on one second. I was going to let one of our instructors, which is the heavy equipment operating instructor, speak a little bit about the heavy equipment training program.
Okay. You going to call in?
He's going to call in.
Oh, have him call in.
Okay. Hold 1 second.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Access Training. We're gonna get this brother on the line and talk about this heavy equipment operator training. Here we go. Hello, this is Rod, Mississippi. Welcome to the show. Is this Mr. Stovall?
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Stovall. How you doing, Mr. Stamp?
I'm well, brother. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks the Lord.
Hey, brother. Anybody who is trying to give everybody a skill that they can feed, clothe, and shelter somebody is A-OK in my book. And they tell me that you're trying to get some folks with the skills they need to move forward.
Yes, sir. That's what we're trying to do. I met Miss Jones, and she just laid it all out. That's what Miss Jones, it's time for us to go to work and start doing something for the young people.
Okay, so talk us through the heavy equipment operation portion over at Access Training.
Okay, on the heavy equipment, we will have a bulldozer, a track holder, a backhoe, and a tractor.
Mm-hmm.
And each piece of that equipment, we would take the students through it and teach them how they operate.
Mm-hmm. And
Once
so
they learn how to operate and everything, and we go out and we try to place them in different areas for jobs.
Okay. So how long is the course? How many weeks is it?
It's going to be from 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
That's how long the course.
Okay. So the course is 4 to 6 weeks long. And
Yes,
when do they start?
Right now, we're going to start taking applications. I think it's next Monday from 10 to 5, Monday and Wednesday from 10 to 5. And let me make a correction on that phone number. They can call in at 601-7801.
Okay.
That's 892-7801.
All right. 601-892-7801.
That's it. Yes, sir.
All right. So, and now how long have you been operating heavy equipment?
30 some years.
So,
yes, sir.
So we got an opportunity to transfer down 30 years of experience into some younger folks so that those skills don't go away.
Right. Right.
Because I'm sure you know a little bit about heavy equipment, right? After 30 years.
Oh yes, sir. Definitely. Definitely. And it's no use for nobody to be out of job because young men, young women who getting out of prison don't have nowhere to go, no transportation. We're gonna play we're gonna do something for them. We're gonna train them.
So what's the pay? I think you built a pretty good life. What's the pay that folks can make in heavy equipment operating?
Well, in Mississippi, I'm not for sure, but I think they start off around $15 or $18 an hour.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty good money.
Mm-hmm. And then what can it grow to as you get more skilled?
Well, it all depends on what job you're on, who you're working for, and I'm pretty sure you can grow from there as you go.
Mm-hmm. So what does the average dozer operator cost? If I want to call somebody to come build me a pond, what do they charge an hour to do that?
Well, we charge 125.
So-
That's just for the dozer.
All right.
The track holder, we charge $175 an hour.
Okay. So you charge between $125 and $175 an hour.
Right.
And you got folks around here making $7 an hour. And you can take a 6-week class. Come on now, I'm in the wrong business.
once you learn how to operate,
Mm-hmm.
and and you go on a job, I'm pretty sure you would do well.
Mm-hmm.
If you love being on the outside working, you can do real good.
Okay.
And I tell any young kid, instead of walking around, you got the opportunity to make something out of yourself.
Well, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. So I'm sure there's a journeyman and an apprentice kind of process. When they graduate the training and they go from, in the course to an apprentice to a journeyman, how long does it take to gain proficiency in heavy equipment operating?
Well, if you're really serious about it, it won't take long.
Okay.
To learn the operation, what you're supposed to do, and safety and everything, you can just move fast.
Okay. So so I tell folks to get your applications in now. Are there limited slots to who can participate?
No, sir. Anybody can participate.
Okay. Any kind of health, like certain physical fitness levels or anything like that they have to do?
Yes, we'll do a background check and give you a physical.
Okay. Hold on one second. Let me catch this call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Yes, am I on there?
Yes, you're on there.
Okay, I was encouraging him to add that forklift to it too. I didn't hear the forklift because a lot of your warehouse jobs, Home Depot, them, they got a lot of forklift needs for operators.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Stovall, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
All right. He just had a question about forklift operating, but I don't know if that's a part of the course that y'all offer.
Well, we're gonna be offering the heavy equipment. That's for women and men, and trucking.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in trucking business for 30-some years,
Okay.
but we're well known, and we just offering a lot of stuff for people to get on board.
Okay. Well, give us that number one more time, Mr. Stovall, before we shift gears.
Okay, that number is 601-892-7801, and the address is 1193 South Pat Harrison Drive. They're on the corner of 51 and South Pat Harrison Drive.
Well, we appreciate you, sir, for calling in. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, sir, and we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate them for calling in. We thank them for that. And Access Training, again, is a great business, and I encourage everyone, if you need it or if you know somebody who needs it. Now, as many people as we know who need a skill in a profession, we should be calling those brothers and sisters immediately. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
DeKeither, peace unto you.
How you doing, brother?
Now, I'm addressing the citizens of Jackson, Mississippi. You're talking about heavy equipment operation, and the city just approved $77 million. See, this is the problem. We don't have clear-cut leadership. We need to train these guys, come out, and we need to really do a numbers job on the public works department. We have to sub in, not sub out. We have to get heavy equipment operators trained. We need truck drivers. The city of Jackson could have took $20 million for salaries and bought concrete trucks, do what they need to do to get our city. I mean, you can't tell me nothing with no PhD or nothing when we look at the conditions of our Black community. I mean, you people are so smart. What is the problem that we can't deal with these houses? We got these people coming out of New York and California buying all these properties, don't want to fix them. No code enforcement, nothing. Something is definitely wrong in our city.
Let me speak to your comment, brother. Let me speak to your comment. All right, just hang and take a listen. All right. All right. As always, I'm a big proponent of putting public works back to work. And the brother's totally right. The reason why a lot of stuff is broken in Jackson is because everything's contracted out. We need to do less contracting. Now, I'm a big proponent. The folks that's in that business may not like it, but it's only so. It's like in your house. It's only so long you can pay somebody to cut your grass when you can say, "Hold on, I can go down to Walmart and get me a lawnmower for $100 or $150. I ain't got to pay you $50, $60, $70 a week to cut my grass." Same thing with the city. We got to put public works back to work. But the first and foremost thing, we need trained personnel. So that's why I always push for heavy equipment operators and skilled jobs so that they can eliminate the excuse. Because with these different administrations have come through, they've continually said that we can't find enough trained workers to do the job, so we got to contract it out. No, I'm a firm believer that we can take our money and go buy equipment. I even tried to build an asphalt plant. I said, if we need asphalt, why don't we just start making our own? So I totally agree. Anybody who is pushing to be in the Jackson City government next term, put on your campaign flyers, put public works back to work. And that will alleviate some of the problems that we have. So, hey, Mr. Nissa Rice, how you doing there? Ross, how you doing there? But so I'm a firm believer in putting public works back to work. Let me catch the next caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Turn your radio down, caller.
Yeah, as far as that training, you can offer on-the-job training.
Yeah.
People come in because it don't take long to learn if you're willing to work.
You're right.
I mean, you already hired people that's coming out of prison and jail. They're trying to rehabilitate them to cut grass and cemeteries and stuff. So why not offer them that training? I
agree with you.
Because I went to the city dump, and you got all those vehicles down there that they could be putting to work, pick up trash and stuff like that. They just sitting there. So on the job training, hey, get your CDL, drive your truck here, $15, $16 an hour. You got your good man.
Yep, I agree with you, brother.
All right.
Yep, but again, access training, great business, great leadership that they've had over the years. You can go right to their website and take a look at what they had to offer and move forward. So definitely pay attention to access training. Few things about the council meeting this week. We always give a little update about what's going on. Let me catch this caller. This is the last caller we're going to have before we do an update. Then we're going to open the lines back up. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing now?
Hey, brother.
I had a question on the access training.
Yep.
Or if I get my notepad and going. Yeah, the access training.
Yes, sir.
Is that all for ethnic groups, or is that for everybody?
Everybody. I've seen them. They've trained black folks, white folks, Chinese folks, Puerto Ricans, everybody. All they want. See, what I'm looking for, brother, is a well-trained workforce. I don't care what color skin you are, as long as you're a well-trained workforce, so we can move forward.
Yeah. And another thing I was going to say was about one of the last guy that called in was talking about the stuff of the training. I thought that when they brought in the gambling or the what you call it?
The lottery?
Yeah, the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that supposed to go to a lot of for the city and stuff?
Man, they say a whole lot of stuff when they're trying to pitch stuff. But when the money started coming in, it get kind of funny, don't it? They said the same thing when they brought casinos in, that your schools were going to be a whole lot better and all this stuff. Hey, you know what? People say, well, why? Because I've said this before publicly. And people say, well, you making people not believe in the government. I said, well, the government need to keep his word.
Because I mean, that's why I thought that the lottery is supposed to help out over the streets and the water improvement and everything else. But it seems like it's going somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now that we're in the legislature, we'll have a little bit more eyeballs into where money goes, and so hopefully we'll be able to get an answer to that pretty soon. We're going after the legislative session this year, when we get done in April, I'm going to start having department heads of state agencies on the radio every Wednesday night to ask these pertinent questions about where the state's money is going and how it's being used.
Well, good deal, because I'm gonna listen into it, and I'm a white fella.
Yes, sir. It's all good, brother.
Hey, are you Mr. Stamps, DeKeither Stamps?
That's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I met you in the zoning department one time.
Yep. Yeah, I remember your voice now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate your show, and I tell you what, I've been learning a lot, and I'm gonna keep listening.
Okay, bro.
And I tell you what, y'all got a lot going on, and I firmly believe that everything that y'all talking about, it needs to get done. And I tell you what, and that assist thing for the where you can call in to make a donation for the what was it earlier?
The Jackson Hines Comprehensive Health Center.
Yeah.
They're on their 50th anniversary, and they've branched out, serving everybody, all kind of just Mississippians, period. And they've spread healthcare all over the state.
Right, because they helped out my wife or my fiance, and I tell you what, there's some good people over there, and I need to make a donation to them. So I do that tomorrow.
Yes, sir. You can get them a call. They said you can let me get their phone number. Their phone number is 601.
All right, hold on, let me get this pen going.
All right, that number is 601 364 5142. 601 364 5142.
Okay, and I challenge everybody out there to start doing a donation toward them. I tell you what, there's good people. There's some good people.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I'll let you go, and I appreciate your show.
Yes, sir. You take care now.
You too. Thank you, sir. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, and so we this is the last call. I got a few more things I want to talk about before we get back to calling in. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Yes, I was just thinking about the placement of those young men after they sent that equipment course. Well, they can be positive and encouraged because they can rent that equipment. If they get up a job of their own, they can rent that equipment. Don't try to buy it, but rent it. And, and get the job did. A lot of homes, a lot of driveways, a lot of house bids need to be pushed and advertise themselves. They can rent the equipment.
You're right. That's the best. See, now you're thinking, brother. See, that's the kind of entrepreneur spirit we need. You ain't got to own the equipment. You can go rent the equipment, go down to Divinity and several other places that rent out heavy equipment. Rent the equipment on a job-by-job basis. That's what I do. I do jobs. Then I can release it and write it off on my taxes and keep on moving. So again, ladies and gentlemen, keep working hard, keep moving forward. Don't let this virus and this current situation just hold you back. Be safe now. Don't get me wrong. Be safe, but make sure you're still moving forward because skills pay the bills. Remember that. Skills pay the bills. I had a guy call me today. I sit on the board. I'm the president of the Central Mississippi Development Company. We do lending to small businesses. And they said, hey, you've been on the board for several years. We want to get a resume for all the board members. I said, man, I ain't wrote a resume in so long because I lived off my skills for a long time. And I don't plan to ever fill out another resume because I got enough skills to pay my bills until I retire. If I got to drive a tractor, if I got to drive a zero turn, if I got to fix cars, I got enough skills to pay the bills. And I just wish the same thing for everybody else. You won't have to sit in no unemployment line. If you got skills, you just go print you out. You just go to Office Depot, pay $15, print you out some business cards, and start marketing your skills. See, that's what I want folks to enjoy, that quality of life. So give Access Training a call, called Skills, pay the bills. I know a lot of y'all got questions about this, about something happening in the council. I got so many phone calls about this. One of the bigger issues that was on the agenda for this past week was this video surveillance system that the city's bought inside the real-time crime center. But now they bought a service that allows for private owners of cameras to link their cameras into the system too. So remember, y'all, we talked about cameras all over town and feeding into this real-time crime center. And now they give individual homeowners the ability to plug their cameras in. And so, you know, the reason we voted against it because we think it's some privacy issues. Now, crime is bad, and we were totally right. And we all for folks fighting crime and looking back on stuff. I'm all for that. But see, for me, before we spend millions of dollars on a real-time crime center, I prioritize what I want to do when it comes to a police department, especially when it comes to money. If we got money to spend millions of dollars on cameras and surveillance systems, but we have not paid our officers fairly, it's a slap in the face. If we have not equipped our officers appropriately, and I ain't talking about a $700 camera on their shirt, I'm talking about a functioning police car. Okay? Anytime you see a police car with mismatched tires, that means that car not being maintenance right, okay? So again, I want well-paid officers. I want well-equipped officers with the basic things first. Now, some people say equipment, and that includes all this other stuff. I want a well-paid officer that has the basic equipment necessary. That means a functioning and working police car with a computer in it so they can type their reports up and keep on moving. And then the next step, I want appropriate money set aside for training. All right. Now, in these meetings, I don't know who they think they're talking to. I'm a retired military police officer in the Marine Corps. Okay. So I done had a duty belt on for half my life. And I know what it's like to have untrained people backing me up. And I know what it's like to have well-trained people backing me up. And I know how sometimes you're not finna call nobody to back you up because you know the skill level or question the skill level of the people that are calling you. That's why I'm a firm believer in well-paid officers, well-equipped officers with the basic tools they need, and well-trained officers. I want folks training so much that they sick of training. See, that's how I train. I train till I'm sick of it. And I train my men and women till they sick of training. So that when they get out on the street, they don't have to think. They just move it. They don't have to process it. They're trained. That's what I want Jackson police officers to be. Well-paid, well-equipped, well-trained. And then once we achieve that, you can buy the cameras you want. You can plug in all the surveillance you want. But first and foremost, it's a slap in the face to every hardworking, life on the line police officer. If he got a weapon and if a police officer has an old weapon, if a police officer has to buy his own uniforms because the ones that they're giving them are hand-me-down uniforms, you got police officers buying their own uniforms. Come on now. Let's prioritize these resources and move forward. That's why I voted against it. That's why I pushed against it. And the second, on that privacy issue, just because my neighbor wants to plug in his camera system to the city website so that the city, the state, and the federal government can look at his camera, don't mean he get to look in my backyard just because his camera pointed toward my backyard. That's why I voted against it. So I'm to the point now in my political career where I don't care if folks like me. I don't care if they agree with me. I vote how I feel. You vote how you feel. You answer to your people. I answer to my people. But I'm under well belief that after I talk to as many people as I do, that the folks that the majority of folks that I represent agree with how I vote. So that's what we're on that. A lot of folks want to ask me about the Ward 2 race. Oh my goodness, I bit my tongue on this thing for about a month now. So when it's what I'm gonna lay out to you real quick, and it's gonna be a little shocking information, but we're gonna walk it down for the next probably 8 minutes. When the seat was first alluded to be about to be vacated, I had a conversation with Brother Tyrone Lewis about running. Then when it finally happened, I had a conversation with him, talked to him, and he was off and running. Now, y'all know Miss Angelique Lee is a dear friend of mine. She's been co-hosting this radio show right here for years. She's worked for me for years, dear friend of my family and my wife. And so when she decided she wanted to run, I tried to talk out of it, right? She got a little frustrated with me telling her don't do it. But she decided she wanted to do it. So for me, one of my friends stepped forward and said they want to do something. I'm not going to let you look like, I'm going to give you some pointers and some tidbits. Then the next thing that happened in the whole process, there was some questions being asked. Now, I have a duty that's beyond friendship. I have a responsibility that's beyond friendship. And now she will see that responsibility, that beyond who your friends are, I have a duty to govern, right? A duty, a sworn duty to govern. So, a little backup history. About a year ago, mayor and a couple council people decided they wanted to move the clerk's office underneath the purview of the mayor, underneath the purview from underneath the purview of the city council, which I disagreed with because I didn't believe that the administration should be running the elections. Just didn't believe it. I believe that the council should govern the clerk's office and move forward that way. That's where it's always been. So when some questions started to be raised, I started raising some questions. And can you believe I couldn't get a quorum to even address the issue? Because it takes 4 council people to have a quorum for a meeting to address the issue. Because my thing was, if there's a question about something, well, we need to dig into it because our processes must be above reproach. And so my suggestion at that time was, since the processes were not above reproach, do it all over again and run the election over again. Now that pissed off a bunch of people. Nobody wanted to run the election all over again, right? Nobody wanted to do it all over. It wasn't that I was trying to disparage the Lewis campaign or disparage the Lee campaign. I'm trying to govern. The city council of Jackson, Mississippi has not what I consider governed in several years. So for me, even though I am close personal friends with several folks on the ballot, and I had a duty to govern. So just like in the Marine Corps, a Marine on duty, friends come secondary when it comes to your duty. And so that's why I said when there's some questions about something and people got questions, let's make sure those questions are asked. And if somebody's done something wrong, hold them accountable. So that's what we try to do. And I figured, at that point, since I couldn't get a quorum to even address the issue publicly, it wasn't until Monday night that the legal department reported back to me that the city is insulated and everything was legal. So again, at this point, we're going to move forward, but it's a shame that we couldn't get a quorum to even address the issue. So it wasn't that I was trying to pick sides. So I went dark on the issue. You haven't seen Miss Lee or even Tyrone Lewis come on my show. Some representatives have come through. Everybody's welcome to call in, that kind of stuff. But so what we did was we stepped back because we didn't want to sway the election. Because if there was a legal contest, the governing authorities have to govern. So we pulled back on it all. But I did feel that, especially Ms. Lee, had enough, because she had a great team. See, it's not about the candidates don't win these elections. Your team does. And I don't know these other campaigns teams, but I know the folks on her team, like Timothy Brown, Tim Liddell, these are folks that I've worked with personally on my campaigns, right? And I don't never disparage anybody for making money. I mean, I had friends in my District 66 race who have worked for me in the past and will work for me in the future who were hired by my opponents. And they came to me and said, well, this person wants to hire me to work on their campaign. I told them, hey, I don't never stop anybody from making money. So if that person can pay you, and I'm not finna pay you, I'm not gonna stop you from taking your skill set, some I've taught, some they've gone in other places, to go take your skills and pay your bills. So There were folks who had worked for me that worked for several of those candidates. But the bulk of the folks, like me, Mr. Lewis had folks on his campaign that worked for me. A lot of folks on Ms. Lee's campaign had worked for me in the past, just in my recent previous election. And a couple of candidates had some folks that work. But the core group that she had, I know that group. Timothy Liddell, Timothy Brown, Stanley Weston was my first campaign. So, and one thing about Ms. Lee, she got that dog. If nobody helps, she got that fight. Because in my campaigns, they know firsthand that ain't nobody gonna outwork us. We're gonna knock on every door. We're gonna knock every door down. People are gonna be sick of seeing me in your front yard. And that's what she went out there and did. So to anybody who wants to run, if you ain't got that dog, you ain't got that go get it, you just might find yourself on the wrong side of the votes. I know that wins. Among everything else, that wins. Getting out there and putting in the work. And so Timothy Brown said that worked for me. Right. So we appreciate, everybody come out to vote. I believe more people should come out to vote now. That small number of folks voting. I think more people should come out to vote. But, the qualifying deadline is in a few weeks. Hold on for a second, caller. You live on there, but hold on. Let me finish my line of thought before we move forward. Hold on a second. Before I take it, I'll put it on hold for a second. I want to make a few announcements about where we are going forward. So the qualifications, folks have asked me about that. The qualifying period begins on the 4th of January to run for municipal elections. So if you want to run for mayor or city council, that begins. The election date is April the 6th. So I want to make that comment. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Yeah, whatever, action training or whatever you was talking about.
Yes, sir.
Is it a website you can go on?
Yep, it's www.access hyphen ACCESS hyphen train TRAIN.com. access-train.com, or you can just Google access training, it'll come up.
Okay.
All right. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot to take in a short period of time, but that is it. Hats off to all these campaigns. Remember, stay engaged. Stay engaged for what you want. Keep pushing. Congratulate those folks, because this job ain't easy. City council, we might make it look easy. We might look like we having fun, but 80% of my day is knee deep in sewer, knee deep in bad stuff, trying to help good people. So for anybody who wants to be a city councilman in Jackson, Mississippi, remember, 80% of your day is dealing with bad stuff, trying to help good people. That's what the business is all about. And if you want to do that, I believe that Ms. Lee wants to do that too. So we're going to move forward. Thanks to Ms. Wanda Evers and 90.1 for all your work. And hopefully the Jackson City Council, now that it's full staff, can get back to governing so we can move our city forward. We're getting ready to tune out of here. I appreciate y'all every week for everything y'all do. I really appreciate y'all. I really, 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 really do. I love you. And remember, never let anybody put you in a position where you don't love your own people. Black, white, rich, or poor. They are people. You gotta love them. You might not like them, but you gotta love them. And because when you hate your own people, you're part of the very oppression we're trying to lift ourselves out of. I love you, Jackson. I love you, Mississippi. Ain't a daggone thing you can do about it. Handyman, get us out of here. Love y'all. Y'all take care now.